If you're not subscribed, if you feel aligned, please subscribe. And when the video uploads, the replay, if you can hype it, that's amazing, because that just helps me. It doesn't cost you anything, and it's freebie. But yeah, I've had such a good week, not physically, but just other stuff going on. It's really exciting. And I'm so pleased to announce that on the 3rd, the course will be launching, From Healing to Higher Self. Yeah, I'm just literally just dotting the I's and crossing the T's with it now, and getting it all set up for it to go live. But that's the 3rd is Ray's birthday. So yeah, just a poignant day. He would be 60, God rest his soul. But yeah, what a time to be alive though. Absolutely. Yes, I've had a really interesting week. And like I said, the course is coming on the 3rd, which is a week on Tuesday, I think. If you're subscribed to the newsletter, you will get a discount. So if you're not subscribed and you want the course, I would suggest that you go on and do it. So Moonly is saying, no labels, no judgment, just love. Absolutely. Yeah, I don't know what that was about with the sound, because you could see my mic was on. So it's obviously funky dunky stuff going on. But yeah, I've had a really good week. So I was called to revisit the Ascension symptoms, because I know a lot of people have really been struggling with physical, and I think it's challenging, as we say every single week, isn't it? It's really challenging when we have a physical label of a condition, and then we have all the other Ascension stuff going on as well. I was told to do this. That's as I say, like, you know me, I just trust the higher self. Whatever it tells me, I just do it. Oh, hang on. I've got a funny message. More than one ingestion is used in primary URL. Someone's what? I don't know what the hell's going on tonight. But I've got a weird message that's come up. What the heck? Don't know. Maybe it's the not so light ones wanting to come in. I don't know what that's about. Have no clue. Yeah, I've got you probably can't see it on the screen, but I've got a message saying, can you all hear me all right? And yeah, it's all okay now, is it? Don't know. Got an error message up. What the heck? Don't know. Yeah, heavenly blessings to Ray. Thank you, Curtie. Yeah, Patricia, I know you've been waiting for it, but yeah, anyway, it's on its way. And like I say, I've kept it simple. And the first 5 gateways, I don't know. Is someone recording my stuff? I don't know. Because I went out and I came back in again, I can only think it's that, darling. I've got my computer obviously has got all singing, all dancing security on it. Oh, as long as you can all hear me. I don't know what that's about. I don't know. No clue. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's because I went out and came back in again. Don't know whether to do that again, just in case, because I wouldn't want it to kind of get stuck when we're doing the hypnosis. But you never can never stay stuck in hypnosis anyway. People go, oh yeah, but you get stuck. No, you're not, because if that was the case, then everyone that's had hypnosis, they would be stuck in it. So yeah, I don't know. Anyway, should we just maybe carry on? Possibly. Yeah, I've never had this come up before. Don't know. Anyway, we should just carry on and see what happens. So yeah, so I was called to bring you another, because we've done this before, haven't we? Hi Moonlight, hi to everybody that's joined us. We've done Ascension before, but I was called to bring it up again and to remind you about the brainwaves, because think about all the solar flares that are coming in, and obviously we know about the Schumann Resonance, right? And there's lots of stuff going on energetically. Well, our brainwaves cross over into the Schumann Resonance, right? Frequency, which is 7.83. I'll speak more about the brainwaves and the actual hertz of them. Some of you will know this already, but I was called to bring it in again and just give you a reminder. That's why we're getting the brain fog. That's why we're getting pains in the body, headaches. We covered a bit of it last week, didn't we, on the private Zoom? but a lot of people are saying they've got like migraines and all those kinds of things going on. Obviously, I just need to reiterate, this isn't medical advice. If you've got any concerns about your health, speak to your healthcare provider. You know, I have to say that just to remind you all, if you're worried about something, always you know, seek medical advice, because I'm not giving medical advice. But yeah, I was told to remind you about, think about our thoughts and our brain, you know, emotions, feelings, all of that, and the different states of the brain waves. Like I say, I'll speak more about that in a minute, and I'll talk about, you know, some of the frequencies. But so delta is a sleep brainwave, and that is 0.5 to 4 hertz, and that's deep sleep, like healing, regeneration, and unconscious mind access. So that's why a lot of people say, oh, I had a dream and I was with my loved one, or oh, I had a dream. No, we're actually, what we're doing is we're in the reality layer. Some of you will know this, but if anybody is, you know, new here, welcome. We are in the sleep state, able to access that, right, those realms. And obviously you've got theta, which is 4 to 8. So a lot of this, what theta definitely 100% crosses over with the Schumann resonance, which is 7.83. So if we're in a theta, which is like meditation, hypnosis, that's where you know, a higher self can come in, right? Hypnotic states and REM sleep and subconscious processing. So we've spoken about this before, haven't we? Right? If, you know, how to tell the difference between a subconscious dream, you know, between a reality meeting with a loved one, or you're in the realms doing whatever you're doing, is to think about if there's a situation, because people say, oh yeah, you know, I had this dream and, you know, I was doing this and XYZ. You can, once you start picking it away and maybe journaling or voice noting, whatever you want to do, you can start working out. It's very easy to go, oh, I get that. It's because I've got that situation going on at work. I need to do the cards in a minute. I've got that situation going on at work, and that's what that relates to, right? But it's having that awareness. But then if you're meeting a loved one, you're 100% in the reality layer, whatever you want to call it, right? With your loved one, having that experience, 100%, you know? So anyway, so then you've got alpha brainwaves, which is 8 to 13 hertz. And that is a heightened state of awareness. So when people go into hypnosis, and I do rapid transformational hypnotherapy as well, like obviously a lot of you know that I trained with Marissa Peer, and we call it a rapid eye induction, where you're invoking that alpha brainwave, right? And it gets you into an altered state much quicker. So that's the alpha brainwave. And you hear people talking about, what's that thing? What's it called? I can't think. It will come back to me. Yeah, the guy from Mind Valley, Visham, whatever his name, he speaks about it. I can't remember. Anyway, it'll come back to me if it's meant to. And so that brainwave is like a relaxed state of awareness, but it's a heightened state of awareness before you go into theta, right? And what's that saying? Curtly's saying, lube tube. Oh, that doesn't sound right. YouTube is doubling with other timelines. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, God knows what's going on. I don't know what that's about. No clue. So anyway, the alpha brainwave is light meditations, daydreaming. You know, so like you get on a bus or you drive somewhere and you're all of a sudden you're there. That's actually a hypnotic state, right? We go in and out of hypnosis naturally, right, many times a day without even realizing. Watching a film for 2 hours and it feels like 30 minutes. Reading a book and then thinking, oh God, I've got to go to sleep now. You know, and you've read like 5 chapters of the book. That's a deep state of awareness and hypnosis. So, yeah, I don't know whether to go and come back. It seems all right, doesn't it? It seems all right. So we'll carry on. Stuff them. That's what I say. And then we've got beta brainwave. So I'm in beta now, talking to you, right? That's, there's different states of beta, though, to be honest. It can be relaxed, like focus attention. We can be actively thinking and problem solving, but it's your normal waking state. And then when we go into high beta, so the different frequencies, right? For beta, the low beta is 13 to 15 hertz. Then we go into mid beta, which is 15 to 20 hertz. So think about sound healing as well, right? Think about that when you have a gong bath or whatever. You're changing your frequency, right? And then we've got high beta, but that's not great to be in because that's like stress, overwhelm, anxiety, and active, like complex bloody thoughts. When we beat ourselves up over stuff or we get overwhelmed because of certain situations, and then we start talking ourselves either out of something or into something, right, which isn't for our highest and greatest good. So they're the different. And then you've got gamma, right, which is 30 to 100 hertz. Now that is you connecting to higher consciousness. Think about people like Tesla. Who's the other bloody brain box? Einstein, right? And they got those flashes of inspiration. They were fully connected, completely in gamma brainwave. So yeah, that can be like peak, real high level focus. Like when you get those things, like you've got a problem, or it's not a problem, but you've got a challenge, and you think, oh God, I just really need to find a solution. Then all of a sudden you think, blimey, I'm going to do that, X, Y, Z. That is you in gamma. That is you tapping into your higher self. It's all the same thing. But on earth, we've got to have a label, right, to give it, because that's what the mind loves. It loves a label. It loves putting things in a box, right? But, your spiritual experiences. I had Mum in last night, which was really interesting. She was sending light codes onto the wall. Yeah, it was like, I don't know, about that wide and about that deep. And she was moving them from there to there. I was in the dark on my phone, just looking at something, I think on YouTube. And I was thinking about my mum. And then this light came. I was like, Mum, is that you? Because everyone wants an apparition. Everyone gets, not everyone, but a lot of people get stuck on thinking, oh, my loved one doesn't come to me because I don't visualize. Well, you know what I say about that. It doesn't matter if you visualize. I have massive conversations with my mum, my dad, and Ray, in my head, right? Full-blown conversations. But they're just as valid as someone actually going, oh, I can see my mum in front of me. All they're doing is putting a meat suit on so that you know who it is, right? But when you go deeper on your journey, you don't need that. You don't need them to come in because you trust yourself. That's one of the biggest things on this journey. It really, really is. So all those ascension symptoms that we've got coming in, like the unexplained tiredness, the bloody exhaustion, aches and pains that move around your body. Like I say, this isn't medical advice. If you're worried about your health, please go and get checked, okay? But the emotional waves that seem to come out of nowhere, we are, like Curtis said, we are just jumping timelines. And a lot of, the ones that are awake and aware, we're the ones kind of steering the ship, but that doesn't mean that people that aren't awake and aware of all this, they're doing their role, that what they've chosen for this journey. Silver technique, that's it. Well done, Helen. That's it. Their silver technique. He speaks about that and being in the alpha brainwave state. It is a heightened state of awareness. So we're in hypnosis, and certainly with an RTT, we get the client to look up as if they're looking into their own eyebrows. This is how you can put yourself into an altered state, whatever you want to call it. Hypnosis, meditation, all the same bloody thing, really, to be honest. It's about you accessing that higher power. Is you look up as if you're looking into your own eyebrows, and then you just keep looking up. You take 2 or 3 deep breaths, right? And then what you do is you keep your eyeballs actually looking up, but you close your eyelids down. And if you try this now, but imagine you're still looking up, right? You're still looking up, but you will notice, I don't know whether you can see it in my eyes, but it's like my eyelids are fluttering. And when you get that fluttering sensation, you are allowing yourself to go into an alpha brainwave state, right? And that gets you, if you're meditating, whatever you're doing, if you're listening to my stuff or somebody else's stuff on YouTube, try that, and that will take you into that altered state much quicker. It's like a kind of a shortcut, if you like, into that altered state. So let's go back to the ascension symptoms. Like I say, sleep disruptions, you've got vivid dreams, you've got the brain fog, you know, you're feeling like dizzy and disorientated. I've had that a few times, and I've actually fallen, yeah, dizzy. And just like the other day, I think I was speaking to Ange about it, like I couldn't even see properly. I was trying to look and I was thinking, God, even putting my glasses on, it was just, I felt spaced out, a bit dizzy. You know, some people can get like heart palpitations and all that kind of stuff as well. And like I say, if there's anything that you're worried about, please get medical advice. But I'm just letting you know there's digestive issues that we got going on as well. And that's just your body integrating this light that's being pummeled with the solar flares, with the Schumann resonance going like the clappers. I don't keep up with it all. I just know it's happening. And like I say, my higher self said, look, remind them about the brainwaves, remind them that the light that's coming in, just remind them and how your brainwave state can impact your day, right? So yeah, put in the comments whether you're watching live or, you know, on the replay, if you what have you noticed going on. And yes, last Tuesday was the, yeah, I'm not even going to mention the name. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. And that divide and conquer, I don't want to speak about this too much because I'll get bloody shut down. But that divide and conquer is really coming to like, it's like I said, like a boil, and it's coming to burst. And everyone's got to kind of wake up and go, it's not about politics. It's about, hi Denise, you know, it's about us all coming together. But the ones that are awake, we're going to do that. We're like holding the collective, right? Aren't we? And our thoughts as well. Think about thoughts are like energy. So the more we're steering and staying on the, let's say, the right timeline, because there's multiple, but as fast as they are opening up ones that aren't beneficial for humanity, the likes of us are opening up new ones, going, can't swear. I'd love to swear, but we are actually holding so much, not just for ourselves. And think about it as well, when we go up into the realms, obviously a lot of you know this already, but you know, when we get that, sorry, I need to say about you know, like when you might be getting feelings out of nowhere, like you're getting upset and you're crying out of, it's not out of nowhere. There's another version of you, right? There's another version of you that may be going through something. And when we've got focused attention in this lifetime, right, in this life, this experience, then we can control more. And it's not about manipulative control, but it's focused intention. Oh, Deb. Oh, welcome, Deb. Deb is from, yeah, TikTok. I know you do it from TikTok. So yeah, it's a focused attention, but so many more people are waking up. Welcome, darling. It's a beautiful community here. I think it's the first time here, isn't it? Steph saying she's had blurred vision as well. And Curtis saying, with this technique, I usually go and revise, revisit my dreams. Yeah, you can do that. You know, you can do lucid dreaming. You know, it's available to us all. There's not, you don't have to be particularly on the journey for so many years, right? Doesn't matter how long someone's been on the journey. I think the awakenings, as I've said before, the awakenings are very different now. Very different. You know, and if you're new here, welcome, subscribe, like this video, and come join us every week, because it's just a beautiful community. I just love every single one of you. So like I say, with the Schumann resonance and the solar flares, somebody might be able to enlighten me, because I don't keep up with it all. I just know that I was told to bring this to you, right? And so think about our bodies like, it's, electromagnetic. So we feel it, we experience it. And what I wanted to do and what I was told to do was to help you tonight, or whenever you watch this, is to release old trauma, life challenges, whatever you want to call them, to release that old dense energy so that you can, sorry, excuse me, beg your pardon me, got a bit of wind. All the symptoms, so you have named, I've been feeling, including the blurry vision, And I thought it was due to my stress situation. Never thought it was. Absolutely, Mary. But it can be a combination. I'm just saying, when we've got the awareness about something, it helps us navigate through it, right? And what we can do is, like I say, do that whole eye fractionation, looking up, and allow yourself to enter a state that you can connect with your higher self and ask them. You might get the answer, you might not, but at least you've opened up that avenue. You know how I feel about guides and all that other stuff. It's, yeah, they're great, but ultimately our journey, and this is why I'm here, is to be that connector to help you bridge up to your higher self, right? So you can do it yourself. You're not relying on somebody else to tell you what to do. You start trusting that. And that's where the course comes in, from healing to higher self, because there's so many, and like we spoke about this the other day, didn't we? There's so many wounded healers out there that haven't healed themselves, right? That haven't healed themselves, but want to go and, you know, whether it's people pleasing, helping others, whatever it is, right? Okay. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter, but they haven't done the work, but they want to go and help other people. And notoriously they don't charge, or they don't, because they say healing should be free. Absolute load of baloney, right? Money is just energy. That's all it is. Absolutely. You know, but it's very toxic spiritual kind of stuff. And yeah, Deb saying I need to release. Absolutely. But that's what we'll be doing tonight in a minute. In a few minutes, we will go into a lovely hypnosis where you're going to go up. And as you're moving up through into the quantum realms, you'll just be, you know, it's like falling away. It's like a rocket. You know, when you see the rockets going up to, you know, the space, whatever you want to call it, and it kind of, bits of it fall off, don't they? That's what we're doing tonight. So you'll be able to go in there and do that. So yeah, the blurry, I know I've had that, the dizziness, weird kind of funky pains. We spoke, didn't we, in the private Zoom about the tingling of the head. You know, that can be your crown chakra opening up. Yeah, but so we're going to leave, you know, that old energy, and we're going to make room so that you can bring more light into your body. Right, that's what we're going to do. So we're going to move into that. So if you're new here, like I say, please like and share because it helps. Hi Loretta. Oh, bless you. I'm glad you're here, Loretta, darling. She's a lovely lady. We're all lovely. Absolutely. And Curtis saying we really appreciate your gifts and guidance and time. Like, no, I love it. This is why I'm here. We're all here to share. We're all here to share, and we've all got something to contribute. And that's why I love doing the private Zoom, because we can all get to know each other. I mean, I think we was on for about 2 hours and 20 something minutes last time. I was like, my God, it only felt like an hour. But, you know, at the moment, it's only just me here yakking. And Moors, welcome, Moors. Anyone else, you know, please subscribe, because we're here every Sunday apart from one Sunday in a month. And I've got other stuff going on. I'm so excited. Yeah, anyway, I've just got loads of other stuff going on. It's really exciting. What a time to be alive. But there will be more talking head videos. I know I've said that before, but once I've got the course out, then I'm moving on to other stuff, which is really exciting. But anyway, I digress. These are the cards I've used this week. They are the Quantum Oracle, my little faves. And we got a beautiful one first. It says on it, Discovery, and it's number 8, an intention, right? So you'll see a man there looking for gold. And it's still that search. So this will resonate with whoever it means. You know, some of the messages each week, they'll mean something to somebody. They might not mean anything to anybody else, right? I do a collective. What does the collective need to understand or be, you know, to be shown? So look at that guy. He's got a pan of, you know, one of those things that you sift in the river for the gold, and he's been searching and searching and searching. And what came through to me was, when I pulled this card, was that we can keep searching and searching, and sometimes it's already in front of us, right? I've got to pull my arm down, sorry, because I've got bloody arm ache. It's always there, staring in our face. So think about it. Think about, there will be something that's been presented to you, or it's on its way to you, that's absolutely gold. And the thing is, as I always say every single bloody week, and you probably get sick of me, oh God, she's on about that again, for God's sake, right? There is no good or bad. There is no good or bad. Everything is gold. Everything is perfect, right? Everything is perfect. There is no right or wrong, but our human mind will go, oh, that's an awful route. I didn't want that to happen, right? But it's remembering who we are. We are a soul with a body, not a body with a soul, right? And it's remembering that every opportunity is golden, even though it might be wrapped up in a bag of poo, right? Or a situation. Always remember that. And I looked at the card and it's got on it number 8, and that's really interesting. So that says intention. So this card, I think it's split into events. Can't remember what the others are, but anyway, so the other one I pulled was healing light, and that was number 8, but it says on it spirit. I don't know if you can see, sorry about the bloody light, but it says the healing light. So this is talking about miracles that happen, and miraculous change is coming, absolutely. Right, and it's a time of great personal blessing. So think about them together. Oh, sorry. Think about them together. The gold, it's already there, or it's on its way. Right, it's on its way. And this healing, sorry, oh goodness, I think my camera's reversed, but anyway, this healing light is coming from you. And there's a beautiful lady, for God's sake, keep picking up the wrong one. And she's got like a kind of like a crystal ball, or like a crystal, a crystal ball, but a sphere of light. And we work with a lot of spheres of light, don't we, when we do this work every Sunday? So this is talking about, and I was talking to Ange about this, and what came through to me was a lot of us have physical, challenges, right? Might have fibro, arthritis, whatever it is, right? But it's about speaking to the parts of our body that's being affected. I'm always speaking to when I have, the fibro crashes or whatever, or the arthritis, or my lower back, my lower back's still playing up. It's like, okay, let's speak to the part. What are you trying to tell me? What are you trying to show me? Right? What's the message? Sometimes I get an answer, sometimes I don't, but it's being okay with that. It really, really is. But anyway, so we got 2 8s, right? So that's, number 8 is always about abundance. And like I say, get ready for these miracles. Either they're on their way, or they might be wrapped up in something that you don't see as a miracle, right? But everything is always in our highest and greatest good. But it's our human mind that will go, oh, that's crap. Oh, didn't want that to happen, right? Oh, I didn't want that. Oh, that's the worst thing. No. The more we come in, absolutely, okay, so absolutely claiming it. Absolutely. I know you've got a lot going on, haven't you, Kirsty? Bless your heart. Hope your dad's as okay as he can be at the moment, and your mum. Amors is saying, oh, Maggie, where in France are you? Yeah, there's a few of you from France, isn't there? But anyway, sorry, I got digressed. Lorraine, you pulled the card number 8 at 8 p.m. Yeah, I pull these out first. I pull them out before we start. Anyway, I've just realised, actually, thanks for the reminder. We'll move into the session soon, in a minute. But yeah, I just wanted to say that, and just remember about the brainwaves. What I might do is maybe I'll put a post up with the brainwaves just to give you a reminder, right? And just remember that when we're pelted by all this energy, it's the human resonance is set, the 7.83 and all these bloody solar flares and what else we've got going on. So what we're going to be doing tonight, as we've already said, we're speaking about releasing the trauma that's stored in your body and clearing that dense energy, that's going to be pushed to the surface, and just let it out, let it flow, whether that's crying, whether it's doing nothing, it really doesn't matter, right? And the intention that we're going to do tonight is to ease those symptoms, the physical symptoms and the emotional maybe swinging the exhaustion. But like I say, any of you that are struggling with, autoimmune conditions, which a lot of us do, all you need to do tonight is simply trust your body, because it knows what to do. So anyway, I'll come back to the questions afterwards. So we're going to move into the hypnosis now. So as always, we call in your higher self, any loved ones, any helpers, any ascended masters, any beings of light that wish to assist on this journey. And as always, it does not matter if you visualize or not. If you've just joined us, we're just about to go into a beautiful quantum hypnosis healing that's going to help you navigate through this ascension period. Right, so you can either watch it now or come back to it, because I do put the timestamps on so you can come back if you've missed the beginning or whatever. So as always, like I say, it doesn't matter. Go with all your senses, whether it's tasting, smelling, hearing. If you see, that's amazing. If you don't, doesn't matter. Okay, just trust what comes through to you. So as always, get comfortable sitting or lying down. And if you haven't already, just take a nice deep breath in. And just close your eyes down when you're ready. And just take another deep breath in through your nose. And just hold it if you can. And then let it go when you're ready. So just allow your breath to find its rhythm. And just feel your heartbeat. And just let everything else fade away. So there's just you. Just this moment. Just this breath. And just allow your body to relax as you feel your shoulders dropping down and your jaws relaxing. Your whole body is softening and your body knows exactly what to do. So just trust it now. And I just want you to imagine a colour in your mind's eye. And whatever colour shows up is absolutely perfect. And I just want you to allow it to fill your awareness. And I want you to breathe in that colour. Just let it expand through you. And this colour's alive. And it flows through you like water. Finding every corner, every hidden space, and every place that's been waiting for this moment. And you begin to notice that this colour deepens with each breath. It's becoming richer, more luminous, and you're sinking into it right now. Or perhaps it's rising up through you. Either way, you're merging with it, becoming one with it. And this is your quantum energy field, your personal universe. And this is where all possibilities exist at once, where transformation can happen in an instant, where your body remembers what's possible. Now, I just want you to imagine that you're standing in a field of tall grass. The night sky stretches above you, and there are stars everywhere, millions of them. You begin to feel the earth beneath your feet vibrating. And that's Mother Gaia's heartbeat, the Schumann Resonance. It's rising and pulsing, and it's moving through your body. Now lift your gaze up and imagine in your mind's eye a beam of light that's descending from the stars. This is pure solar light, and it's codes and frequencies from the sun herself. And it lands right where you're standing. And this is your pathway up, your bridge to the higher realms. Now step onto it, and as you do, you feel the warmth, you feel the power as you gently begin to rise. You're lifting off the ground and floating upward, gently and easily. And your body is responding to this light. Every cell is waking up. It's remembering something it once knew. And as you rise up through the atmosphere, you start to feel things releasing. Old trauma that's been stored in your cells. Dense energy that you've been carrying for so long. The heaviness that's been creating those aches in your body. That deep tiredness and exhaustion. And those symptoms that you've been experiencing. It's all being drawn out now. Pulled to the surface by these higher frequencies. And as you rise higher, it all peels away from you, like old clothes that you're ready to release. They're falling off and drifting down, being absorbed back into our earth. And your body begins to feel lighter already. Any pressure is easing, and you feel the relief of the weight lifting as you rise higher and higher, past the clouds, past the sky, and into the space between worlds. And here you can feel the solar flares, the magical waves of light pouring from our sun. And each wave carries information, upgrades for your DNA, activations for your cells, and new codes for your body. And as these waves wash over you, more releases, layer after layer, old stories that you've been carrying, old pain that you've been holding on to, and old patterns that keep repeating. Everything that's been making your body feel uncomfortable, and everything that's been creating these symptoms, the brain fog, the emotional waves, the disrupted sleep, the aches and pains, and the exhaustion. All of it surfacing now to be cleared. And the solar light takes it, and dissolves it, and transforms it back into pure energy. You rise higher still into the realms of the moon as the silver light washes over you, cool and soothing. And you may know that the moon governs the tides, the rhythms, and the cycles of life. And she knows how to pull things to the surface, like water that responds to her call. And everything that you've held deep down, everything that your body's been storing, she begins to draw it out so gently, so lovingly. And as it emerges, it dissolves into her silver light. And your body sighs with relief. New space is opening up inside you. Room for those new frequencies to come in. Room for more light. And room for more of who you truly are. You begin to rise beyond the moon now, deep into the quantum realms, the magical cosmic web. And here you imagine or see threads of light connecting everything, every star, every galaxy, every being, and every possibility that's ever existed. And this is where miracles happen, where healing occurs in an instant, where your body remembers its original design. You rise even higher now into pure light, the cosmic heart, and the source of everything. And you begin to notice and feel, see, sense, or know that beings of light are here. Your higher self steps forward, and perhaps loved ones or helpers. They're welcoming you home, and they begin to place their hands on you, and pure light pours through into every cell, into every atom, into every particle of your being. This light carries the same frequencies as solar flares, the same resonance as Earth's heartbeats. And your body recognizes it immediately, welcomes it, opens to it, and adjusts to match it. And the light moves through your spiritual and human DNA. And it's activating strands that have been dormant for lifetimes. It's clearing genetic patterns and blueprints that have been running through your body. The ones creating resistance to these changes. The ones creating those ascension symptoms. And the light moves through your nervous system now. The part of you that's been processing so much and so fast. And it resets in this moment. Recalibrates completely. Finds a new baseline that can handle these frequencies. That can surf these cosmic waves with ease. Your energetic field expands now. It clears, repairs, and strengthens. And it creates a clear, solid container for all this light that you're receiving now. And you're glowing now, absolutely radiating. And you're vibrating at the same frequency as these magical cosmic shifts. Your pure flow, pure ease. And now, just float here for a moment in this magical quantum space, in this pure light, allowing your body to absorb all these cosmic upgrades, allowing the healing to complete itself, and just be ready to receive messages from your higher self, from the light beings. Just be open and receptive. And I'll be silent for a few minutes while you do this now. And when it's time to return, you'll hear a bell chime. Your higher self and the beings of light step back now. And they're smiling because you're aligned with everything that's happening. You're prepared for the miracles that are coming. And you begin to descend now, but you're completely different. You're lighter, clearer, and adjusted. And you pass the moon again and enter the atmosphere. But you notice this time that any heaviness slides right off you. And it does this because your frequency is so high now, so fast and so bright. And you begin to feel your feet touching the ground as you drop back into that field of tall grass. And you can still feel Mother Gaia's heartbeat, the Schumann Resonance. But now you flow with it because you're aligned with it. And the solar light still pours down from above. But your body receives it easily now. It welcomes it and integrates it with ease. And the beam of light fades away slowly, but the light inside you remains permanent and bright and yours forever. As you begin to feel fully present in your body, fully adjusted to these new frequencies, and fully aligned with your truth. And you've done something incredibly powerful in this session. You've released old trauma that your body's been carrying, and you've cleared dense energy that's been pushed to the surface. Your body knows now how to flow with these cosmic shifts. And when the Schumann resonance rises, Your body adjusts easily and smoothly. When solar flares come through, you receive them with ease. And these upgrades continue happening now for the rest of this day or evening and for the next week or so and beyond. But they'll be so much gentler now, so much easier, because your body is working with the process. And over the next few days, you might notice things shifting, any symptoms easing, any tiredness lifting, any aches or pains calming down, any emotional waves smoothing out, your sleep becoming easier and deeper. You're adjusted and aligned now and ready for whatever comes next. And this is your spiritual evolution happening in real time. And when you're ready, take a deep breath, a really deep one, and start to fully feel the awareness back in your body now. Starting to bring your awareness back into the room or space you're in. But you notice how different your body feels. Lighter, clearer, more at ease and more at home. And when you're ready, open your beautiful eyes and know that you're bringing this frequency back with you now. And welcome back. Just wait for you to all drift back. You're welcome, Debs. I'm glad you came. Yeah, welcome. She's the Oracle. What, I love your username. Oracle, that was magical. I'm still buzzing. Beautiful. She's the Oracle. I love that. And Lotus Passion Flower. Deborah here. Welcome, darling. Oh, yeah, because you've all got different names. I don't always recognise. You're Deborah that does the painting, aren't you? Is that the Deborah? Yeah, beautiful Deborah that does all the artwork. You're welcome, Gina. Thank you so much. I felt the energy moving through my body. It felt amazing. Yeah, hang on to that. And just notice, if you can maybe journal or voice note, if you don't like writing, then make a note of things that are coming up and maybe rate them like a 1 to 10. You know, if you feel it's something that you found challenging, that's the word, that's the better word to use. You found, you're welcome. Oh, hello, Kenzie. Welcome, Susan. Oh, and Mary saying, good. I'm glad you did, darling. Mary saying, thank you. This is what I needed. Absolutely. And it's such a, and hello, Blip. Welcome, darling. And Gina saying, I'm so grateful. I'm here for you. Absolutely. I'm here for you. This is why I'm here. This is why I do Sunday, because I want you to all connect to your, my aim is to help you connect to your higher self. That's why I'm here. Because once you do that, your spiritual journey would just go whoomph. Yeah, Lynn. Oh, hello, Lynn. Hello, darling. I must start doing that. But the thing is, right, I'm mindful that not everybody, like, because bloody old gammy hand here, I go on to Google Docs or Word and I transcribe stuff. So if you want to do that, you can do voice notes in your phone, or whatever, however you want to do it. But I would start, maybe it's in the course, we talk about emotional wounds, right? And that's the idea, is that once we heal those and once we recognize what they are and what, you know, our human experience, right? Once we start understanding that and how it's affected us, and we can connect the dots with our behaviors and our patterns, right? Because once we've got the awareness, we can do something about it. It's when we don't have the awareness. And yeah, well, do you know what you're saying about the heat? That's why I've had to dig out a summer top, because it was quite funny, actually. I did a clearing with my sage, and I don't know whether it's too dry or something, but honestly, the whole house was like smoked out. Muffin was like like that. So I opened all the back doors and everything, but bloody set the smoke alarm off. But yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I don't know why I was saying that, but yeah, I was boiling. So I had all the bloody doors and windows open, but yeah, I've been really hot. But that's a good thing. I always get hot when I work. The heating now cool around me. Steph. Curtis saying, saw too many things all mishmashed together. It will show me later on, hopefully. Absolutely. But yeah, I was called. I was called to help, to remind you that your thoughts are energy, and your thoughts are not always helpful. Right? Yeah, Hella's saying we're all hot stuff. Yeah, it's menopause as well, isn't it? But I don't think Gina's old enough, but yeah, a lot of us are kind of 50 plus, aren't we? And Loretta's saying, thank you. Driving back up from North and felt sick to open my eyes, but saw your lovely smile. Felt lovely, but distracted. Oh, bless you. Can't wait to do your course. Yeah, it's coming. It'll be a week on Tuesday. It'll be out. But like I say, if you're not, I'm not driving, haven't got a Tesla. I'm not driving, you've got a Tesla, you mean? Yeah. But yeah. But I will put the oh, Lorraine, I connected with myself as a 9-year-old, dressed in a pinafore dress, long hair. I love that. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. That's in the course. We do inner child healing. Yeah, and we help you reset the nervous system. We help you change your communication, because what happens is when we go on this journey and we start changing, you've heard me say it so many times, but people around you don't like it, because if we've had like lax boundaries or belief systems that have harmed us but keep everyone else happy, like people pleasing, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Like not feeling enough, it really doesn't matter. Not feeling worthy, it really doesn't matter. Whatever it is, we start changing and we start putting boundaries in place, and then people are like, oh, well, you've changed. Yeah, well, I have, do you know? And unfortunately on this journey we do lose people along the way, but that's good. It's a good thing, because you know, even if we've got situations and it's not been pleasant or whatever, right, it's still perfect. It's all perfect, because we forget, don't we? We forget a lot. They've been horrible to me, or they've said something nasty to me, or they've done this, or they've done that, right? It's all about judgment as well. And a lot of it is when people say they want to heal and actually they don't. They just want to pretend that they do, right? It's a thing. It really is a thing. And it's like, oh, you know, well, you've done that. It's judgment. It's still judging someone, but it's remembering, isn't it? Even those people that have done things that we deem as a human that are not nice, right? It's all in the soul contract. When we go back up home, none of it matters. None of it matters, because we've agreed to each situation. What's Curtis saying? I've read the Valiant Thoughts, but I'll tell you what, did anybody know? I don't want to say, but I had 2 beings turn up, and I've seen them before. And I don't want to say, did anyone have any other people come in, or situations? I'll say it. There was 2 Palladians there and an Arcturian that was surrounding us, because you know, I always imagine us all in a circle, right, on these plinth, but they were kind of walking round. But there was an Arcturian just dropped in. It was like, do you remember Star Trek, Beam Me Up, Scotty? And they would drop people in or pick people up. It was like that, but without the fuzz. Yeah, it was really weird. There was 2 Bladens. I was like, oh, what are you doing here? And they're like, we've come to help. We've come to help with the healing. And I was like, fine, crack on. Thank you. And then this Arcturian bopped down in the middle. Yeah. Patricia's saying, if you're new here, if you want to ask any questions about your situation, you can ask in the chat, or you can email me. I'll always answer. I don't always get to you straight away. I'll get, hang on a minute, I've just read something. So Patricia's saying, I returned to the age of 9, but my dress wear was very different. Old fashioned, relates to USA back in time. I wore ankle boots and flat shoes, skipping up the stairs. Well, you may have gone to another lifetime, darling, another timeline. Absolutely. You may have gone to another timeline. And the thing is, because obviously I see a lot of these forums, and when I'm on my own personal page, I think I don't always want to put that this is what I do, because people think, oh, you've been a smarty pants or whatever. But people get hung up on, oh, I need to have a past life, or it's I'm ascending because I've had all these past lives and I see that, and I'm like, hang on a minute, that doesn't matter, because what would be the point of coming to Earth, right? If we knew all our experiences, right? If we could go to the Akashic or wherever you believe that we go, I can help people go to the Akashic, but they find out themselves. I'm not reading the records because it's a real long story. I'm not going to go into that. I'm not going to go into that too much, but I'm there to help the person that's doing the work get the information themselves, right? Because if someone's giving you a reading or telling you, it can influence your timeline, which I don't agree with, right? And also, I believe that we should be helping each other to do it ourselves, not relying on somebody to tell us, right? Okay, because that, for me, it's keeping people stuck. I really find it challenging. And I know it doesn't go down well, but I can't help it. It's, I'm all about freeing people, not keeping them stuck. And Blip saying, I'm curious, Lane, how do you come up with beautiful hypnosis scripts? Is there a practice you get into creative flow to write? So my higher self gives me what we're gonna do. Yeah, that's it. It's as simple as that. Yeah. Yeah. And I do try and take you on different journeys, because you don't want to do the same thing all the time, do you? And I saw Seth saying, but like I say, if you can get yourself in, if you can use the I method that I explained, right, and get yourself more connected to your heart. We're never not connected, right? We're never not connected, but we have expectations about what it should be like, about what we experience, because we might listen to somebody, I'm just trying to think how to phrase it. Right, we might view someone as a spiritual expert, right? That's the best way I can say it. But they're only ever telling you their story and their how they've experienced it. And what it can do, it can bring out spiritual ego, and people feel less than. Oh, I can't connect with my guide. Oh, I don't see. Oh, I don't visualize. Forget all of that. As I say, the new, people that are here every week will know exactly what I will say to that, right? But the more you get of tapping into that intuition, higher self, whatever you want to call it, whatever label you want to put on it, and the more you can do that, you can tap in and get answers. But if you don't get answers, that's okay too, because we're meant to work it out ourselves, right? Because what would be the point? There would be no point in choosing, because remember, there's a bloody queue up there to get down and be on Earth, right? There's millions of souls waiting to come down, but we've chosen this particular timeline. How bloody clever are we? We've chosen one of the most powerful times to be alive, right? Going to other lifetimes and past lives. Sorry, I do jump around a bit, I know. But so if we're getting shown, like Patricia was shown, I believe, a past life or another, everything's happening now. There are no past lives technically, but I can't go out and say that all the time because people won't know what I'm talking about, right? That's why I'm really here to do the quantum stuff, because the quantum stuff is a lot more expanded than what we've been led to believe. And literally we can go and do anything. If you come on a quantum journey, if you work with me one-to-one, you can literally do anything that you want to do. right? And what's meant for you will come to you and you will be shown it. But what would be the bloody point? It's like if we could just read everything in the Akashic records or Halls of Amenti. I go there quite a lot. I think that's a really good place where we can go and get a spiritual gift that we would have left ourselves. That's really powerful to do. Really powerful to do. But there would be no point being here. There absolutely, and and if we had every single gift, if we had every clairsense, we're clairaudience, we had clairvoyance, we had whatever, right? Claircognizance, whatever. If we had all those gifts, what would be the point? There'd be no point of being here because we come for the struggle. It's not really a struggle. We come for the life experience, and that can be really challenging for people that have gone through. I mean, I've gone through trauma. I just don't call it that anymore. I've had life experiences, and the ones that you hear every week, you will know I shouldn't be alive. I shouldn't be breathing, but I am. So yeah, I hope that answers it. So Patricia saying, Lorraine, I came back down the stairs smiling and feeling confident about myself. Exactly. That's it. Everybody is such a powerful creator, and our thoughts create our reality. So the more what you think about, you bring about. So the more we're thinking we don't want that to happen, or we don't want that scenario, or God, that's happened and it's absolutely effing awful. It's no, lean into it, go deeper into it, because you having that experience because you bloody agreed to it in your soul contract. You just don't remember because you're down here living and thinking as a human. Think as an infinite soul. That's one of the biggest things that I can say to anybody. The more you think as an infinite soul, the easier your life will be and your spiritual journey will expand. I guarantee you. There's no if, buts, or maybes. That's there isn't any really facts, but that is on a human level. That's a fact. But the more you lean into it. So Blip saying you're dancing more, and recently writing has become a way to receive insight from a higher self. You can do automatic writing, right? It's really easy to do. All you do is use the I fractionation, right? If you want some homework to do, right? It is time. What a time to be alive. We've chosen, there's millions of souls waiting, right, to come in and be what we've got, right? But a lot of us have had challenging lives, right, on a human level. But it is a time to be alive. If you want to do something to really expand, is just, like I say, use the eye, looking up into your own eyebrows, right? Okay. And then feeling your eyelids flutter. That's how you know you're going into the alpha brainwave and the REM state, right? Just before you go to sleep. Like, when you look at babies and they're like that in the pushchair, fighting sleep because they're little tykes and they don't want. Scarlett was like that. It's like, no, I don't want to go to sleep because I'm going to miss something. And their eyes are rolling. That's the same thing, right? And be able to get into that altered state quicker. Turn off the monkey mind. Right? Just keep focusing on your breath and then just close your eyes and you can start writing. I did this when back in, I don't do it because of my bloody hand. I can't frigging write, but, sorry. But yeah, do that. Just do automatic writing and just whatever comes out, and get a really big pad. So it doesn't matter if you go off sideways, but just keep your eyes closed and whatever's coming for you, just write it. Don't know why I shut my eyes whenever I do that, but just write. Just start writing and you will get messages, right? But you need to stay away from always needing to know and for it to make sense. Google is your friend. Google whatever name you've got. I need to find my bloody journals from when I was going through it, because a lot of the stuff I've written down is actually words and names and numbers are coming back in now and it's making sense. Like, for example, I was getting 19. It was driving me nuts, right? But then there was many things that is to do with 19. And I kept asking, I wasn't getting an answer. And then my mum passed on the 19th, and I was speaking to my friend today on a phone call, and I said, oh my God, I just realised my when I was 7, I think. Yeah, when I was 7, I had 3 grandparents, May, June, July. They all died on the 19th. Like 19th of May, 19th of June, and 19th of July. Right. And then my mum passed on the 19th of November. Yeah, it was like they were kind of warning me. So yeah, try it, do it if it would, or don't. It's up to you. But like I say, you can put yourself into a altered state a lot quicker if you just do that whole looking up. And what you do is you keep your eyes looking up and you take 3 breaths, right? And then you close your eyes down, feel that fluttering, then you can let your eyes relax. You don't have to have your eyes up all the time. Feel that fluttering. That's how you know you're going into a REM state, and you can get yourself into an altered state much quicker. So Patricia's saying, I was never a confident child. It's taken years to build myself up. I've gone back to a time during meditation to receive confidence that maybe I missed time. I don't know, limes or lives. I'm not sure if you mean lives or lines there, darling. But Deb's saying this evening. But what you can do is, if you are visual, it's very good to just imagine yourself, right, in your mind's eye. I do this when I want a scenario to go a certain way. I would, because I'm not a massive visualizer, right? But what I'll do is what I call in my mind's eye. It probably is visualizing, but I don't see it all clearly. I use my imagination, right? I use my imagination to bring a situation. I will kind of rehearse it and put it out to the universe. Right, this is what I want to happen. And I've had a bloody good week. And anyway, I don't want to talk about that on here, but I've had a bloody good week this week. Not physically, but with something else that's going on in my life. It's like freaking beyond my wildest dreams. But that was because I took action and I created what I projected, right? So we can all do this. You're going to go, oh yeah, bye Mary. Yeah, sorry, because I know I bloody rattle on. Yeah, bye Mary. Lovely to see you, darling, and just hope your husband's as okay as he can be. So hang on a minute. What did Debbie say? Oh, hang on, it's bloody moved up. Hold on. Debbie saying, this evening I uploaded 4 separate books on Amazon Kindle, and I also wrote a 22,774 word memoir yesterday. Going to send it to a publisher and see what I think. Bloody do it. Bloody do it. We've all got a book inside of us. Every single one of us, and that will be somebody else's survival guide. I say this to my daughter, Yeah. Yeah, bloody do it, Deb. And it's so easy to do now. You've got Amazon Kindle, haven't you? Anyone can do it. You can write a book and upload it to it's bloody amazing. So yeah, go for you. Go you. Let us know how you get on. So Lotus Flower, as Deborah's saying, this happened to me as I would draw things I'd seen in meditation and people seen, and was later on a few years ago. Later I met some of these people. Absolutely. Beautiful. Love it. And Kenzie's saying, I did a memoir too on a week off. Yeah, bloody do it. Bloody brilliant. Steph saying, yes, Lorraine, that was happening to me now. I did the automatic writing. Didn't know what it was called that. Yeah. These things are making sense to me now. What I wrote from a few years ago. Absolutely. 100%. And Natalie saying, you bought a lottery ticket. Well, the thing is, I always say to my bloody dad, right, he was the luckiest bugger alive. Honestly, he would win everything. And honestly, it was embarrassing. We're up the school fates. He would come out with carrier bags of stuff. He would just wipe the floor. Even when I used to work for Leonard Cheshire, and I used to arrange like huge events. And at a local rugby club, I did 2 of them up there. And Ray was alive, God bless him. And I said to him, sorry, you know, if you're new here, this will be new to you, but the rest of you would have heard the story before. But I'd say, look, I can't be involved in the raffle because my dad will wipe the floor, and he did. He won like the top 3 prizes, meals, everything. I said I can't be involved because people will say it's a fix. Yeah, Carol's saying you've got to go. Yeah, as well, darling. Yeah, I'm going to go in a minute as well. We've rattled on tonight, haven't we? We've done a long one. But yeah, thanks to everybody that watches live and on the replay. I will put the timestamps in. So if you want to go and do the meditation, hypnosis again, you can. And I'm just grateful for every single one of you that comes and does the work each week, because you need to remember how powerful you are and the impact that you can make on this world just by being you. You are incredible. You are amazing. Right? Just by being here. You don't have to be doing Reiki or whatever, or doing what I do, anything. You don't have to be doing on a spiritual journey, right? Just by you holding your light and having your soul here is enough. And yeah, I'm going to clear off as well, and I'll see you next week. And I love you all lots, and have a fantastic week. And yeah, like, let me know by email what you're experiencing. And I will put the brainwaves. I'll do a post. I'll create a picture and I'll put the brainwaves just to give you a reminder. You're welcome, Debs. Lovely. I'm glad that you came, darling. I really am. So I think you said you were going to come before. And yeah, bye to everybody. Helen, everybody. And I just love you all. And I'll see you when I'm looking at you. Love you all. Bye.